As much fun as you remembered it, playing the border war, and what was it like in there?
Well, it was great to start. The crowd was amped. We were amped. Great atmosphere. We played extremely well, so that made it more fun, and at least for us. And it was nice. It was nice. We made shots. We hadn't really made shots from three for a while, so that was good to see that happen. But all in all, I thought we were pretty efficient and played well. And certainly the crowd, I think, had a lot to do with our energy and our focus.
It's been a long time since this place has been like this, and you had guys behind the bench. Did you feel it walking out? I mean, did it feel different?
Shay, you could take your mask down to speak right there, but I think that did it feel different walking out there? Absolutely. But I don't know that it was just because of Missouri. I think it's the first time we've had a building like that in about 20 months. So, we had some, last time we could have fans, we were pretty good. We were the number one team in the country, and so we had some great environments. But there's something about Mizzou and a few others on our schedule that only those guys can bring the type of energy that existed today.
Coach, I know he's been trending this way lately, but what can you say about that start from Christian?
Yeah, he was terrific. It's amazing what he only ended up with 13, and he probably had 8 or 10 in the first 5 minutes or something like that. So he was great. It meant a lot to him for multiple reasons. One, Parker obviously played there, but he's grown up in a split household his whole life, and not only Mom but Uncle Mike was a great player there for Norm, and so I think this meant a little bit more to him, and you could probably tell by his energy and how vocal he was. But I loved it. I really thought the key to the game, even though there's never a key to the game, one play in a game with that, probably with that deficit, but they were going to play 5 against 4. And they weren't going to guard Juan. And I saw Kwanzaa just laughing when Juan made his first one, because that's what they wanted, and he made them pay. So I thought Juan and CB equally got us off to a good start.
Yeah, this was also, you built that lead, and then it didn't really disappear. That's something you guys have been trying to focus on.
Yeah, we played, we traded baskets the second half of the first half, but then ended up going up, playing well the last 2 minutes and going up 22, and then the second half, I think we started out 12-2. So because we made shots, but yeah, it was fun. Whenever your leading shot taker only takes 12 and the second takes 9, that means you probably got pretty good balance if you score 100.
Bill, you've always liked guys with personality. I feel like a Sharon, guys that kind of play with a little swagger. It seems like that is coming out of CB. Remy gives you a little bit of that. You saw a lot of that today. How much does that kind of personality, that swagger, that confidence, what's that doing for this group, do you think?
I don't, it's easier to do that when you're playing well, but the bottom line is there's ways that people give you confidence in very subtle ways that you don't know. Doak gave us confidence just by how big he was and how athletic he was, so you knew whenever you went to battle with him, you had the biggest, baddest dude out there. I think there's different ways that guys bring confidence, and certainly CB has been a very confident guy, and Remy is definitely that as well. And I think it's good. I think it's positive. I don't like stale, and those guys certainly are not stale.
Do you see their personality rubbing off on other guys now?
Well, I think Remy probably created it more than anybody. I really think a lot of CB's was because it was Mizzou. I hope he's that way when we play Stephen F. Next Saturday, but Remy's will be regardless. So, but Oach has a different look about him too, from a swagger and confidence standpoint, and we got to get David at that same level, but that it'll happen, but yeah, I think it's contagious.
Coach over here, education for the process of teaching rivalries to players, you get them from all over the country, and this one hasn't been around for a while. How much of a help was it to have Christian and Ochai and Dewan kind of maybe spurred that for some of the guys, that this one meant maybe a little bit more than, I know they're all important, but.
Well, I think that, CB could have spurred it. I'm not sure Oach could have spurred it. I mean, Oach, what was he, 12 or 11 last time we played? And just because he grew up in Kansas City, he hadn't felt the rivalry. And Juan hadn't felt the rivalry, except he grew up in Columbia. So obviously that's natural there. But we probably had a bigger advantage over them in having people talk about how important it was that's on the team. I'm not sure we had a bigger advantage over them, expressing the rivalry, because we both had equal opportunity to share how important it is and how much it means to people that care about both institutions. But we probably did have an advantage with Juan and with CB.
All right, Coach. Speaking of Juan, I know you mentioned him hitting that three and how important that was, but could you have scripted this any better for him to kind of have a breakout against Mizzou and on his birthday?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's his birthday, and he scored his career high today, and he played great too. Not just shooting the ball. He was 5 of 6, 13, but he played great as far as just how he handled the ball. Made a couple of great passes. So it was perfect. Juan needed to have a good offensive game for his season, for his confidence, and so this was big for a lot of reasons.
Hey, Coach, over here. Was it an emphasis to get Mizzou in foul trouble considering their lack of depth and their inexperience?
I don't know if it was an emphasis to get in foul trouble, but it was an emphasis to play inside out. That was probably the emphasis. We didn't know if they'd go big or small, so they elected to go big. And obviously, for me, if Kobe's going to be their 5-man, the only advantage we have is if we make them pay for not being tall. And so we actually did that pretty well, especially start the second half, even better than the first half.
Bill, you kept the Bill, you kept the rotation pretty tight until late. I guess, was that a concerted effort, or were those first 8 guys just playing that well? You didn't want to take them out.
I thought tonight was more how I'll coach and league than the first 7 games were. Or first 8 games, whatever we played, how I'll coach and league. I've been trying to get guys in the game, and if the start, and that's with starters playing well. And so tonight, we decided that if we're playing well, don't play guys just to try to get them in the game. Play guys that's best for your team moving forward. And playing those 8 guys in the first half, I thought was best for our team because nobody was tired. I mean, it was a SCB, you need to blow? No, it's like they were juiced and nobody was tired and still yet nobody ended up playing. But I guess Oach may have played 30, but nobody else even played 30. So they still got a chance to play, but that's probably more how it's going to look like moving forward.
Coach, 9 years ago, you said at this very spot, if we play them again, it won't have the same feel because it's not a conference game. I talked to some former players who said in some ways it'll be even more fun because you could just go out and try to destroy them and you don't have to worry about it being for the league or something.
Yeah, I hadn't thought like that. I personally think it doesn't have the same feel. To me, when you play Missouri, it's such a big game for both teams, but it's magnified because it's for a bigger picture. Today wasn't for a bigger picture. So today was just a non-conference game that at the end of the season won't mean anything other than just us playing each other, where in the past our games have impacted whether we won the league or not for both teams. So I don't know that I agree with that, with what they're saying, but you do want bragging rights for 365 days, though. So that, I guess that's a positive.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Thanks.